Midst of all the hate and division we see at the upper levels of our government, there are still people like you and me that want to go out there and do everything they can at a grassroots level to be patriotic, to be proud of America, to want to keep America great, and most importantly, support our president. And one of the most patriotic guys I know happens to be in New York City today, so we get a couple of minutes with him. Scott LoBaido joins us right now. He's a patriotic artist and he's an activist, okay? And I know you're a humble man. I know you're in the city right now today looking around for a gallery because you're going to be doing this huge pro-Trump, pro-America art exhibit. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I've had many shows, and as we all know, the art world doesn't like me too much because I have conservative leanings. I'm a white guy from Staten Island. I don't pronounce my R's properly. You know, I'm pro-Second Amendment, so the art world put me under the bus a long time ago, so I got to rent my own space. So I decided, May, I'm having this big show, pro-American show, big of my flag artwork, you know, my beautiful American flags, and pro-Donald Trump paintings. Unbelievable paintings, and I'm having it right here in the heart of my city, the biggest, greatest liberal city. So think about what's going to happen when I have this show.
Right.
My First
sure.
Amendment.
I think 3 out of 5 New Yorkers are registered Democrats, so I'm sure it's going to go over big with the with that crowd.
Well, I want to hear because of the financial district.
You're not just like, you know, the guy who does something in New York. You've done amazing things like for the whole country. You did the flags across America. We actually got in Betsy, your truck, and you literally crisscrossed the country, every single state, and painted these giant, sometimes 200, 300 feet, big flags on the roofs of houses and buildings to demonstrate his patriotism. He did the 22 exhibits to bring advocacy and awareness to 22 military vets every day commit suicide. So you've been making noise across this whole country through expressions of your art and your creativity.
Yeah, and why did I choose the patriotic? Why the flag? I could have done anything with my artwork because I can do what you just said. I could do anything, and I do because of that flag, so why not celebrate it through my art? And our president, who's keeping this country awesome.
Okay, so now on the national level here, you got Bernie Sanders. He's an avowed socialist. He says Fidel Castro is good. He says Daniel Ortega, strongman from Nicaragua, is impressive and loving. So we know he's a socialist. And we know our mayor here in New York, de Blasio, is a socialist. He got booted right out of the race. But now you got de Blasio out there as a surrogate for Bernie Sanders. And all he's doing is talking about the people, the working class people. We got to stand up for the working class people. And this thing is happening across the whole country now, that townships, municipalities, cities are raking in the dough with these speed cameras. Big Brother's watching everywhere. They're watching us everywhere. What's happening with this?
It's crazy. I mean, just take, for instance, Staten Island. I started this campaign. We're getting inundated. I just found out today from an inside source that there's going to be 8,000 speed cameras in this city by the beginning of the summer. Okay, and these cameras are supposed, they say it's for safety, for the school zones. I travel the country. A school zone safety situation is where they have these big flashing yellow lights with these signs that say strictly enforced 15 miles an hour. And it works. And here, this mayor sends cameras throughout the whole borough, the whole city, and I know there's other places in the country that are doing this. Invading. And they're not safety. They're not using them for safety. They're using them to suck money right out of the working man. Like you said, they're going around talking about the working man. They don't have a bleeping clue about the working man, especially somebody like this mayor. Okay, the hardworking people of Staten Island are getting bombarded with these tickets.
That's who Bernie sends out there. Okay, as a surrogate. He's sucking money out of blue-collar folks going back and forth to work, right? This is happening. You travel the country, right? You go to other townships. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, but there are other places where they're fair about it, right? They put a sign up.
Yes,
that's
and
it says speed trap, speed camera, something.
Yes. These cameras are just all over the place. They're not even, 90% of them aren't even near a school, and they're hidden. You don't know where they are. The signage is way off.
While Comrade de Blasio was willing to walk in the Puerto Rican Day Parade with Oscar Lopez, responsible for up to 120 bombings of government agencies, murders, killings. Comrade Warren Wilhelm, that's his real name, in case you hadn't known that. Comrade Wilhelm is out there as a surrogate for Bernie, talking about the middle class folks, the lower class folks. Right here in New York, he's draining them clean. And my friend Scott here, he puts his artwork to work, and he's identified de Blasio's cameras. And
what we did in Staten Island, I got every single camera location.
Lower it a little bit.
And I got, you got
There
it
you
there?
go, there you go. And
everybody grabbed the sign and stands every day in front of these cameras warning people to slow down and not get a ticket. This is safety. This speed cam, ahead.
there you go.
Thank you.
So that's it, folks. Scott LoBaido, one of the biggest patriots I know, one of the biggest supporters of Donald Trump, our president, and where he sees injustice, he goes out and does something about it, and he uses his art and creativity to make that happen. So, Scotty, thank you very much.
Always
You're the
a pleasure,
bomb.
Johnny. Always
Great
a
for
pleasure.
being here. Thank you for being there, but don't go anywhere. Cab driver, comic, activist, and Army veteran John McDonough comes in for a true Throwback Thursday right after this.